Ultimate is ready. Double kill.
What's going on, YouTube? My name is Mr. Crippled, and today I want to talk about Vulcan. Now, before we get into the video, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and if you have to keep up with any future content, I will be leaving a link to my Twitch and my Discord in the description below. Now, Vulcan saw a very big change coming into this new patch. Even though this patch kind of sucks, there are some very definite winners of this patch, and Vulcan is one of them. In all honesty, I think it may have made him one of the best, if not the best mage in the game right now. So, if you don't know, these three mods, or these two mods, Seismic Mod and Efficiency Mod, got some pretty big changes, especially Efficiency Mod. So, what this one does, if you don't know, is that Vulcan actually does have a fourth ability, or a fifth ability, known as the Thumper, which does like a little bit of AoE damage. It's really only good for tank builds and not really that good for the mid build. So what this does is makes it to where you can't build it, but it gives you CDR in return. And that was the original. It only gave like 10 CDR, and that was about it. It wasn't really all that, but an extra 10 CDR at the beginning of the game is pretty nice, and I thought it made him pretty strong, albeit not one of the best. However, what they did is they gave it an extra 10 CDR, and you gain an extra 5 intelligence plus 1 per level when you equip this mod. So at level 20, you get an extra 25 intelligence, and you still get 20 CDR out the gate, which is absolutely insane. If you look at most cooldown rate items, a lot of them don't even break 15. A lot of them don't even break 15, let alone 20. So him just having a free mod that gives him 20 CDR out the gate is very, very strong, especially since Conduit Gem is one of his best items, so you can get CDR and clearing power at level 1, which is kind of insane. And the next thing they did with Seismic Mod is that they added a knock-up to his ult if you build it at level 14, which adds another layer of scariness to the ult, because the ult already hits hard. Now you add in a knock-up and a tremble on top of that at level 14. This character is kind of insane, and he hits fairly hard. So what I want to do for y'all who want to learn this character is that I want to give a quick little guide how to combo his abilities, and to go ahead and give you basically just give you a guide and to go over his best builds and items. So if you want something with a lot of burst, obviously you want to go Conduit Gem, and at level 1 you want to go ahead and get Efficiency Mod. And then at level 1 you also want to get your 1. This is your best clear ability and the ability you're going to be leveling up first. The first card that you're going to want to build to, if you want burst, since I'm going to be giving you 2 builds, you want to go Book of Thoth. This is probably one of the better damaging items in the game. And then you want to go into Spirit Deso, or you want to go into Chronos Pendant. Either of those 2 starts is how you want to go ahead and start this build. I like Spirit Deso because I like, killing in the extra pen early. However, if you just want to get a lot of CDR out the gate, there is nothing wrong getting Chronos Pendant. And then after this, you want to get a little bit more and get Spirit Deso if you decide to go to Chronos Pendant start, just to get as much CDR as possible. If you go to Spirit Deso start instead of Chronos Pendant, for the third card, you want to go a lot of power with Rod at Tahuti. Get your hardest hitting ability card out the gate early. Then you want to build some utility, so probably a Divine Ruin. I do recommend building Gem of Focus on this character, since this does stack really well with his passive. So build this item. And then finally, for your last card, it's kind of a throw up. You can get Obsidian Shard, you can go Soul Reaver. I do recommend Totem of Death here as well, since it will give you more CDR and you're going to be cycling through your abilities pretty quickly, so Totem of Death is really nice. You can also go a card like Doomlord to get a little bit more power. I don't see anybody build Dreamer's Idol anymore, which is kind of crazy to me, but I understand why. But if you build this card and then shoot your ult, you're going to be hitting extremely hard. So any of those final cards could be do really well for him. But for me personally, for my last card, I like going Totem of Death or Op Shard, just so I can hit the tanks a little bit harder. Okay, so as far as leveling path, At level 1, obviously, you get your 1. At level 2...
Your middle tower is under attack.
It's kind of up to you. If you want a little bit more safety and lazy clear, you can go your 2 here. If you want a little bit more poke, and overall damage, you go your 3. I personally like going to 3 because the 2 can get destroyed really easy early. But then, obviously, level 3, then you get your 2. After this, you want to focus as many points into your 1 as possible. And then at level 5, you get your ult. And then, obviously, you level the 1 as much as possible. And then from here, the secondary ability you level is completely dependent on you. Now, I recommend leveling the 3 next, because the 3 is what's going to help you set up a lot of your combos. Attack. And yes, the turret does do a lot of damage, and it has natural pen on it. But in all honesty, you hitting with that ability a lot or this ability hitting as often as possible is not really realistic. It's literally just there to give you a bit of extra damage after doing the combo, which again, I'll show you here in a moment. So after you level up the 1, whenever you can, put points into your 3, and then put points into your 1 as possible, and then finish leveling out your 1, finish leveling out your 3, level your ultimate as is, and then level out the turret as that comes along. Remember, at level 1, level 7, and level 14 is when you can get your mod. So the second you hit level 7, you want to get thermal mod. Reason being is because this just makes your backfire and your magma bomb hit extremely way harder, because it does an extra 30 plus 30% of your current intelligence as bonus magical damage. So this is going to help you. Once you hit level 7, once you get these 2 mods on, you're going to be seeing a huge damage difference. And then finally at level 14, make sure you get seismic mod. Seismic mod is very strong again because this does have a knockup now. You can drop this on top of yourself, and it helps him with his own survivability as well, along with having a little bit of movement speed. And then obviously when you hit level 20, make sure you get Archmage's Gem before you finish out any other card. Now, another build that I like to do that is a non-stacking build that lets you get more CDR than normal. I'll go ahead and show you that here. So for this start, you're still going to go Conduit Gem, but instead, the first card you're going to be building is Doom Orb. Doom Orb is a way more expensive start than Book of Thoth, for good reason though, because this does give 65 intelligence, a healthy chunk of mana, and 10% pen, and then killing or getting an assist on an enemy minion gives you movement speed and intelligence. So this helps you have way better movement speed, has pen, and you do a lot of damage, plus you deal with the fact that you get a lot more mana in exchange.
Your middle tower is under attack.
Again, it's up to you. You can go Chronos Pendant, or you can go Spirit Desolate here. Me personally, since you went Doom Orb, I recommend building into Gem of Focus here. Because now, at level 1, you'll still have the thermal, you'll still have the efficiency mod, and by this point, you'll have so much movement speed that it's going to be very, very hard to lock you down. After this, I like going Spirit Desolation. And then, once you get here, or actually, you know what? Scratch that. Once you get to your 3rd card here, is where you either need to go utility or you want to go more cooldowns. So, if you're going at somebody with a lot of healing, you want to go Divine Ruin. We are in a healing meta right now, so maybe it even might be better to just go Divine Ruin second rather than Gem of Focus, but having CDR this early makes it to where you don't really care too much for their healing until they get their 2nd or 3rd card on, which by that point you should have Divine. After that, either Divine, then you want to go Spirit Deso. I like going Rada Tahuti here to get a little bit more damage. Where is it? Rada Tahuti. And then for your final card, again, this is a flex spot, so you can go more CDR, you can go Pen. I like going a little bit more CDR. So you can go World Stone here, just to ult as more as often as possible. You can go Staff of Mirrodin. Again, Tunnel of Death is nice because it does give you more pen. Or if you feel like you're not hitting hard enough, which you should be, in all honesty, you can go like Obsidian Shard, you can go Soul Reaver, you can go Soul Gem here, or you can even go Dreamer's Idol. This build is very inexpensive, you don't have to worry about stacking, you just do damage as much as possible. I do recommend a Chronos Pendant in this build. That way you can get as much CDR as possible, and these 3 cards are gonna, or this card, and this card are gonna be your primary damage source. Your middle tower is under attack. But this is basically a more fun build, more manageable. You can take this to Joust, you can take this to Arena, you can take this to Conquest, and this build will perform numbers. Now, the last thing I want to go over is his combo. So, a lot of people who are playing Vulcan for the first time, they're just throwing as many abilities as possible, just trying to do damage and hit them as much as they can. What you want to do when you're in a fight, right? I'll go ahead and show you that now. Is that you want to use your 3, wait till they get a little bit close to the ground, but not exactly touching it, then throw your 1 and then throw your 2. This way they eat as much damage as possible and makes it harder to fight you. So, again, let me go ahead and show you what that looks like. So that's 10. Let me go ahead and get the protections because they will die if you do this combo properly. And then let's do... Okay, so what you want to do is you want to throw your 3, wait till they land a bit, throw your 1, and then throw your 2. So it's going to look like this. You can do it a little bit faster than that once you get used to it. I'm personally on... I'm not on quick cast, I'm on normal cast, so it takes me a little bit longer for the abilities to come out. Once you get used to this, you can do this a lot faster.
Your middle tower is under attack.
And then even with 160 protections, you can see this does a lot of damage.
You have slain
and then if you're going against somebody who's a squishy, who will probably have more like this, you can see just how much damage this can actually do. Yeah, they almost died.
Slain an enemy.
And then you get this cycle through again. And then keep in mind, this doesn't include the ultimate for help on top of yourself.
Double kill.
So keep that in mind. You can start with your 1 if you want to use this to poke. I really don't recommend poking with this ability. I primarily use this to clear.
Tower is under attack.
Because it is on a fairly low cooldown of only 4 seconds, you want to use your magma bomb to poke, and then use this to clear the wave. So that's all I really have for Vulcan. I definitely think this character is probably going to see a nerf, but because of all the item changes, he's probably not going to see it for a little while until the next couple patches. Let me know what you guys think about this character and where you think his placement on the tier list is. Thank y'all for watching, and y'all take care.